Welcome back to Yahoo Finance. Josh Schafer here with Allie Canal and Seana Smith. We're talking about some of our favorite trending stories of the day. And guys, I want to start with a breaking story that we've been following right now. Sam Adams, Boston Beer, out with earnings right now. And they actually beat on the top and bottom line. So Boston Beer's earnings just coming out right now. Earnings per share came in at $4.07. That's above estimates of $3.35. And then they had revenue of $603 million for the quarter, above estimates of $590 million, $592 million. So a little bit better than expected. I think the stock was popping in after-hours trading on that news. I think it's interesting overall to think about what we might hear on this call, though, when we think about the beer space. We've talked a lot about Bud Light sales declining, in some sense market share being a little bit up for grabs right now in the beer space and who's able to get some of it. I don't know. Sam Adams, obviously, Boston Beer doesn't necessarily make a Sam Adams light that kind of equates to Bud Light, right? But maybe they are seeing some people move over to some of their products in this open space.
Yeah, certainly you would think that this is an opportunity really for anyone within the space, given the backlash at Bud Light that Anheuser-Busch has faced over the last several months, and that boycott lasting much longer than I think really most people had predicted up until this point. So yes, that could be a near-term, maybe a little bit boost here for Sam Adams, for Boston Beer. But when it comes to the longer-term issues, the fact that people simply are not drinking as much beer as they had been in prior years, we have looked at all of the statistics on a year-over-year basis. We're seeing less and less people opt for beer, and instead they're choosing liquor, they're choosing wine. Clearly, that is an industry headwind that I don't think anyone has really figured out exactly how to solve. Yes, they are pushing into the seltzer business. Yes, they are pushing into some of the ready-to-drink categories that have been selling a little bit better. But I think with companies that are so reliant on beer sales, like a Sam Adams, like a Boston Beer. I always want to call it Sam Adams, like Boston Beer.
As someone from Boston,
issue.
I want to call it Sam Adams too.
No, but it's a huge issue, and it's something that's going to be, you would think, keeping back these stocks at least until we see a little bit more, I guess, push and success in some of the other fronts.
You're seeing it on the corporate side too, right? Highlighting today Anheuser-Busch laying off almost 2% of their work, or less than 2% of their workforce, but still a significant amount of people that they are actually laying off in the wake of what we're seeing with the sales declining. So they're also basically looking at their business and trying to find a way to adjust too, right? Because when you think about Anheuser-Busch, to your point, Seana, what do you think about? You really think about beer, right? That's the main thing that they're selling. They are also getting into seltzers, getting into ready-to-drink cocktails and things like that. But realistically, you're thinking about beer, and so they're thinking about new ways to structure their business and think about profits as well, and sort of get to a better spot there.
And the Boston Beer Company, it's crazy to see how high the stock is right now in after hours, because I think the expectation was set so low for all of these beer makers. I mean, look, it's almost up nearly 10% in after hours, which we haven't seen from a lot of companies like in the beer space, considering the slowdown that we're seeing overall. I'm curious how Truly Hard Seltzer is performing. Truly has been one of the the underperformers here. Yeah, I was like, which one is that? Underperformers here when we think about that category and all the competition within that category.
It's a good point, too, when you just think overall, you just pointed to that stock move. Revenue is still down from last year, right? Still worth highlighting that revenue is still down from last year, so it's not exactly like they're growing here. They're just maybe not doing quite as bad as we might have thought.
And they maintain their outlook, right? They didn't cut guidance or outlook, which I think is important too for investors.
Yeah, certainly. And given the environment, given the fact that there's still consumers pulling back on their spending, I think that was enough, at least for the street. Now,